a citizen is yesterday? Who can tell me the definition, or at least in your own words? If you can't remember the exact definition, but in your own words, what is a citizen from what we learned yesterday? Andy. And remember, you have the option, you can pass it or you can make a guess.
Pass.
Okay. Nathan?
A citizen is a person that belongs to a community.
Is he correct?
Yes.
Yes, very good. Who lives in and belongs in a community. Excellent. Okay, last one. A form of government in which a country is ruled by a king or a queen. A form of government in which a country is ruled by a king or a queen. Ethan. Monarchy. Very good. Monarchy.
Very easy.
Time to state our goal. It's very similar to yesterday's. Can you notice the only word that changed from yesterday? Raise your hand if you can see the difference. Bella. Duties. Everything else is pretty much the same, our same goal, except this time we're listing 5 basic duties of a citizen. Are you ready to read it with me?
Yes.
Okay. I'll say TSW and then we'll go ahead and read it together. TSW.
The student will list 5 basic duties of a citizen.
Excellent. And the only new word that we have in our goal is duty. So over here with Kate, what do we think we know about duty? What is a duty? Bella?
Like a job.
A job. Excellent. Any other word? That's a very good word for duty. Ethan?
A thing that this person has to do.
Okay.
They don't have a choice.
Okay, something a person has to do.
Yeah, like they don't have like a way to disagree with it.
Okay, good one. I'll take 2 more. We're not going to spend too long on this today. Minji, did you have a guess? Okay, Elijah?
A duty is a duty is a job to do from a person that you're supposed to do.
Okay, is that kind of what we've already said? A job, something a person has to do? Similar, right? So I'll keep that. That's good. But one more different. Anybody have a different thing?
I have a very different one.
Victoria.
A duty is a person gives you when you can't. You can't, but you can make money.
Okay, so sometimes you can actually make money with a duty. I'm going to put a little money sign. Good. Those are all good. Nope, that's it. We are going to find out another word, but all of these are actually very good ideas. You're all very close to what duties are. Before we move into our lesson, what are the things that we know that we need to learn? So W is want to know. What do we already know that we want to know according to our goal? What do we want to know? Ethan.
So what are the 5 basic duties that we say there?
Yeah, so that's what we're looking for, and we're going to actually list those things that a citizen needs to do. So go ahead and open your books. It's listed on your paper, so you can also pull out your paper. It should be in the front of your folder. We did this side yesterday. Today we're going to complete this side. And you should be open to what page?
248.
Very good, 248. Go ahead and get that open, get your piece of paper out. Today we're going to read in a little different way. Yesterday you read out loud with a partner. Today we're going to read as a whole group. And I'm going to do it name stick style, which you know how I do that.
Yes.
If I stop and I catch you not paying attention, we go back to the beginning of the paragraph and we read it. But if we can get all the way through with nobody being caught, what happens?
5
5 points. So I'm going to see if I can catch you not paying attention as we go. Teacher's pet. Thank you for helping. And what page should we be on? 248. Let me see if you're all there.
Oh, I'm there.
I'm not
Good.
there.
And Bella, thank you for helping Tiger. You all have your paper out and ready. Tiger, I'll come over and he can repeat after me. So that's how he can be involved if I call on his name stick. Are you ready? We're on page 248. This part of the lesson is called Duties of Citizens. For every right, there is a responsibility. A responsibility is a duty, or something a person must do.
A right and a responsibility.
Good. And today we learned, what is the name of those big words at the top of a section? We learned about this morning. Bella? Heading. Yes, good. That's one of the text features we were talking about. So our first heading is our responsibilities.
And headings have also have a different kind of print.
Yes, and it shows us it's a nice big bold print. Good. Citizens of the United States have many responsibilities. They have a responsibility to obey laws and to settle differences peacefully. Isabella.
They also have to pay taxes and to serve on a jury.
A jury is a group of people who meet to decide whether a person has broken a law. And somebody read that caption. We talked about captions this morning also. Minji, could you read that caption? Good, and on the other page, it shows a picture of a jury with very regular, ordinary citizens sitting on the jury to decide if someone has broken the law or not. So there you have a picture of a jury. Could someone read the caption below the picture? Bella?
What? A jury has a responsibility to make careful decisions.
Good. People who break laws face consequences. A consequence is something that happens because of what a person does. Tiger? And Bella, you can help them if you know where it is. Point it out.
If someone breaks a traffic law, one of the consequences may be an accident.
Good. A person who breaks any law may have to pay a fine or go to jail. Knowing limits. Nathan.
Citizens need to know the limits to their rights.
For example, we have the right to gather in groups, but we must do so peacefully. We have the right to share our opinions, but we should also respect other people's opinions. Someone read the caption underneath where the policeman is giving a traffic ticket. Suan.
One consequence of breaking a traffic law is
Good. So far, have I caught anybody?
No!
Oh man, you're doing so good. Now real quickly, before we fill in the first part of our notes, I want to tell you a quick story. When I was about 21, I got a letter in the mail. I was pregnant with my first son, Weston, and I was big and pregnant. And I got a letter that said, you are requested to attend the meetings for a trial, and we want you as our jury member. Every citizen in the United States at some time may get a letter in the mail asking them and requesting them to sit on a jury. And if you work on a jury, you actually get paid for the time that you spend. But the thing is, it often might take months, depending on the crime or the person that they're trying to convict. You could be sitting at the jury for a long time. And because I was pregnant and I kind of had a little bit of morning sickness, I wrote a letter and I requested that I could be let off the jury. And do you think they allowed me to do that?
no.
Yeah, actually I didn't have to serve on the jury because I was pregnant and I had a good excuse why not to. But was that one of my responsibilities as a citizen?
Yes.
Yeah, I might still have to serve on the jury eventually, but so far I haven't gotten a letter yet to be on the
if you
jury.
do
Make sure you raise your hand. Ethan?
If you do something on the jury next time, you might have a chance that you will. But I'm afraid probably not, because in China there's no such thing as jury.
Yeah, right.
So you have to go back to the U.S. and they're on holiday, and then they give you a letter, and then we'll go, yay, no teachers, no school, we can get to play and stay
Yeah.
tuned for the whole thing.
Yeah, so you would want to be on the jury, right?
I don't want you to be in the jury.
Oh, me, so you
But
could
then
be
there would be
free, I
substitute.
see.
There would be a substitute.
Make sure you raise your hand. Maybe one more comment before we continue, Bella.
But I really like school and I don't want to be away for a few months.
Oh, thank you. I would miss you. According to our book, look that first sentence, what is the other word for duty besides job, besides getting money? Sometimes you don't get money for duties. What is the word?
Responsibility.
Good. That's the word we're going to write up here right next to duties. Which color? I think blue. Who is that? Is that your song from the winter concert?
Yeah, we have 5 songs.
Responsibilities. Write it up there.
So long.
And do it quietly so others can focus. It is a long word.
The vowels.
Okay. Elijah, do you have an idea? What should we put in the first blank according to what we read? Obey what?
Laws.
Laws. Good. Obey laws. That's our first duty. And settle arguments. Arguments peacefully. So instead of getting your fists and fighting, talk. Reason. Be polite. Like, put your hand down. Okay, remember, put your pencil on your paper, and that way I know you are finished. Okay. Second thing, pay what? According to our book, what do we need to pay? Ethan.
Taxes.
Pay taxes. And here, right below it, gives a definition of what tax is. Tax is the, anybody guess?
Money.
Money. Ooh. That citizens pay to the government for blank and blank. So this is money we pay to the government for 2 things. Any guesses? This one will actually come when we start talking about money in one of our next units. For goods, so things that we need. And also we pay the money to the government for services. Serve on a, what was I supposed to serve on? Jury. That's another duty. At least if you are in the United States or a democracy, you might have to serve on a jury. And our little definition underneath says, a jury is a group of citizens that meets to blank whether a person has broken the blank. Someone that's sitting quietly, Suin.
For the second blank is law.
Very good, broken the law. And the jury sees this person that they say is maybe a criminal that did something wrong or right, and they have to do something. Ethan. Decide. The jury sits and they decide whether they think he is guilty or not guilty. That's a pretty important job.
Miss Gunther,
Yana?
before in the second year ago, we did like a jury scene and then we did it.
Was that with Mr. McSween?
Yes.
I'll have to talk to him and see how he did it. That sounds awesome. 2 things we're going to write down have to do with things that you should do, even though they're not the law. They're just things that you should do as a good citizen. Okay. Some responsibilities, such as paying taxes and serving on a jury, are the law. Other responsibilities are not required by the law, but are still important. Ethan.
One responsibility of being a citizen is to work for the community, common good.
Good. The common good. Keep on going.
The good of everyone in the community.
Good. They're going to give us an example of a whole group that work together for a common good. But remind me first of all, what is the common good? Raise your hand if you can read that definition. What is the common good? It's right there in your book. We just read it. Read it again for me. Bella?
One responsibility.
No, right after, look at common good and read right after it. The common good.
The common good of everyone in the community.
Okay, so the common good means everybody's working together to make sure everybody's okay, that everybody's has their needs taken care of, that everybody's not hurting, that everybody has a place to live. You're working to make sure everybody has the things that they need. One citizen even bought him a special van, so actually bought him a car that would help him get around with his wheelchair. Did any of these people get paid for this?
No.
No, they were volunteers. They were putting in their time to go help him build a new house. They were giving him money. so that he would have things. Can anybody of you think of a project that we are doing at school right now to help the common good? What project or what campaign are we doing this month? Ethan?
Read the feed.
Read to Feed. Is that a way that we provide for the common good?
Yes.
And is that a way that we volunteer?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't get paid for it. I'm going to show you a little video because sometimes kids think that they can't really make a difference. Can kids be volunteers?
Yes.
Can kids make a common good for everyone?
Yes.
I'm going to show you this video. It's called the Happiness Project. Most of you have heard that name. In September and October, there was a small group of our own students from QSI that did a lot of different projects to promote the common good.
The Happiness Project by Shirley Gunther.
Joan Appleseed.
So what is the purpose of the Happiness Project? To encourage and equip elementary students at QSI Chengdu with all the tools they need for spreading sunshine throughout the entire school body. What is the objective or goal? To brighten school spirit through 6 real-life happiness projects focused on various QSI target groups. The project positively impacted the following target groups: new students, teachers, classmates and friends, administration and office staff, sports teams, and a student choice happiness project. The Happiness Project was offered as an 8-period activity listed underneath the following description. We have all been taught that it is better to give than receive. Find out how true this is as you shower others with kindness. The project was carried out from 2:45 to 3:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays by a small group of 3rd and 5th grade students. The project was carried out from September 4th to October 18th, 2018, the perfect time to kick off a new school year. On September 4th and 6th, the Happiness Project created a school supply bag for new students. They distributed these bags during the first school assembly in September. For 9th and 11th, the Happiness Project students chose a design for their spirit posters and then cheered at the soccer tournament on the following weekend. The 6th and final project on October 16th and 18th was called Candy Bar Cheer-Ups. Students chose any target who they thought needed a bit of extra kindness. So, was it a success? A resounding yes. Some of the many positive results were compliments from administration and fellow staff members, thank you emails from office staff, happy parents posting pictures on WeChat teacher groups, requests from students for a new happiness project, a surprised and smiling soccer team, happy new students, and more.
Can you give us our 5 points over there?
Don't break the pattern.
Good job.
Don't break the pattern.
And now, it is time for something very special.
Voting.
A good leader is someone who desires the common good for every citizen. Isle, are you listening? Make sure you're following along. Let me start over. A good leader is someone who desires the common good for every citizen. He or she is someone who is kind and considerate of others, who works hard, is responsible, courageous, honest, doesn't give up easily, willing to listen to other people's ideas, but also has many creative ideas of his or her own. So those are all qualities of a good leader. Next, who in our class, and don't say this out loud, think to yourself, who in our class do you think displays the qualities of a good leader? Then, not only that, because they're going to get these, this will be like your compliment to them. You're going to write 3 reasons why you think they show these qualities. So here's some samples from last year. These are some of the ballots that I had from students. Okay. This one said, I choose young June. He would make a great leader because he is kind, he helps me with spelling, and he always speaks kind words. That was really good about Young Jun and very true. This person said, I choose Sassy. She would make a great leader because she's very honest, she doesn't give up easily, and she also works very hard.
Sassy.
Here's another one. I choose Hani Kim because he is, these are all students from last year. He is kind, responsible, and a good listener. Okay, another one. I choose Hani. He would make a great leader because he doesn't cheat. He doesn't forget his homework. He cleans his table well. Okay, Hani. I choose Hani because he's brave and courageous, especially while playing soccer. He listens to others. He has a great smile, and he is polite and friendly to others. So these are what students wrote about their classmates. Do you know who the winners were last year?
Honey.
It was actually a tie.
Honey
Hani and Sassy both won last year, and you can see why. They had a lot of compliments written about them from their classmates. So think about it. Which name are you going to put on that line? Don't tell anybody. This is anonymous. When you think that you have decided on the person, you're going to write those 3 reasons why. We just showed examples of what other people wrote. So think about why would this person make a great leader? Write those 3 reasons on your piece of paper. Then you're going to cut out your ballot. Does everybody hear that?
Yes.
Cut out your ballot. And when you're ready, you're going to quietly come up to the front and you're going to drop your voting ballot in the ballot box. You can do this in your own time. As soon as you're finished, you can choose a free learning option until it's time for math, okay? Any questions? You may begin.
You actually said you don't want people to know you don't want people to know who you are.
Right, you don't want to...
You don't want people to know who you're voting for.
Right, you don't.
The one who said
Until Monday.
The one who said that. The one who said she was sassy. Because she
Oh,
always.
maybe, yeah, I bet.
And then what was the
But we don't know because it's anonymous.
Maybe it was a spell which was sassy. But it was. Oh, I know